Hey out there, fellow gardeners and beekeepers, it's Kathy the Neighborhood Gardener. I haven't made a video in about probably a month or so. I have been so busy working in the gardens and working with the bees that I just kind of put this on the back burner, and I really should have been filming some of this because I've been learning a lot as I've been going through this. So let me just kind of tell you what I've been doing, and then I'm going to take you out into the garden and show you what I've been working on. So I've always been that really impatient gardener where I just go to a nursery or the store, whatever, and I see a plant, I love it, I buy it. I put it in the garden. This year, since I've got a lot more time, since I'm retired now, I decided let's try some seed. I've never done that before, like seeds. I've done a few bulbs in the past, but I've done some dahlia tubers this time and some bulbs and seed. This, I am really starting to love this. But what I did, I read, I watched how-to videos on how to do this. And so I did it a few different ways. Some of the seeds I started indoors. The packet will let you know when you need to start them and if they need to be sown indoors and then transplanted as seedlings out into your garden, or to direct sow them into your ground. So I tried every which way just to see which way is going to work for me and which way I enjoyed the most. And I kind of enjoyed them all. It was kind of nice. I had my little greenhouse set up in my kitchen with some grow lights and heat mat, and I started some seedlings indoors, the zinnias and some of the sunflowers, and then I also direct sowed those as well. So anyway, I have been loving doing this. So I'm going to take you out into the gardens and show you just the cutting garden, because that's what this is all about, trying to start a cutting garden this year. And so I'm going to focus mainly on that today, just the areas that I've planted seeds and tubers and some bulbs. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it. And in the next few videos, I'm going to go ahead and start filming the actual gardens, because I've really changed those around a lot and I love it. It's starting to look like what was in here, and I'm just happy with it. So I hope you'll enjoy it. So come on, let me take you outside and let me show you what I've done out there. So it is just an absolute gorgeous day out here. I just finished watering the garden. Just something about grabbing a hose and coming out here early in the morning. You don't hear much going on, a few cars in the background, but anyway, today let's just take a look at the cutting garden. This is the beginning stages that I wanted to show you. This area right here, I have seed all planted in there. I have a few plants that I put in that I bought. Let me just show you. This is a celosia, beautiful celosia, that red. And then I've got Shasta daisies that I planted right there. And then I believe that's called Snow on the Mountain. It's a euphorbia. The rest of this area in here, you can kind of see the little seedlings that are starting to pop up. All of that, all down that back row, is what's called Benary's Giant Red zinnias. And I just can't wait for that to pop up. Those will get about 5 foot tall, 4 or 5 foot tall. And then right here I've planted some anise hyssop and then a seedling of zinnia that I started indoors. Those are transplants that I took from another bed that I'm going to show you that I've just started as the cutting garden. So you can see all along there the row of the zinnias, and I've done a repeat over here. And there's actually a little bloom right there. Can't see if you can see that. That's a little purple bloom on the hyssop. So these are just looking beautiful, and I can't wait for this to just start popping up over the next month. And right here, I've just got some beautiful little marigolds in there. It's the day after Easter, actually, so I just love everything starting to pop up and come alive. I've also done some other seed back in this area. I still have to mulch back here, but I'm going to show it to you anyway and just kind of show you what I've done in here. And then one day, when all this is blooming beautiful, I'll do a whole nother video on the after. Right there, that's my little burial site for my cat, little Elliot, that I had. But all around him, as you can kind of see right there, I've got like a kind of barely see it. There's a fork there, and it goes surrounding where this little plastic knife is. I've planted amaranth all around the site there, so that'll grow up and just be a nice beautiful shade area there. And then I have some squirrel's tail shrimp plant and a Mexican sage. This will bloom out just beautiful purple. I can see it's actually getting a few little blooms on it now. And then again, some more of the squirrel's tail shrimp plant. Down there you can see I've got a couple of forks and stuff sticking up. That's just so I remember where I planted, and that's more amaranth. Right here behind this little fairy, that is a red and white bleeding heart that the vines are all starting to green out. That will be absolutely beautiful when it's in full bloom. That comes back every year. I can't even tell you how many years I've had that planted. And back in there I've got some amaranth behind that sprinkler. I couldn't put anything in front of it because I didn't want it to block this area. And then this is just a little reseed of a vinca that has showed up there, and I've just left it. Sometimes I just have to leave things that pop up. I used to try to control it and move things around, but anyway, those are pentas right there. That whole row underneath the window is pentas that have also been there for years that I just pruned back really hard, and you can see they're starting to flush out new bloom right there. These things, the more you cut them back, the fuller and bushier they will get. I've got some aloe that a friend gave me that you can see they're just popping up new little pups everywhere. And then I've also got a Florida sun hosta. This guy's starting to get another little shoot coming out there. This one kind of got ahead of them, so it has a little bigger of a new shoot. I can't wait to show you the videos of this once it is all bloomed out. It will be just gorgeous. Over here, I did replant this area here where that big alocasia plant is. I did have oyster plants in there and just decided to do something a little different. You have to switch things out every now and then. And then I have left this beautiful blue ginger. Let's see if there's a bloom in there. I see a new shoot coming out, but this will be a nice contrast with this alocasia plant. And then just a beautiful coleus. And then if you just look out through here, that garden out there was planted in the fall, like September, and it is just beautiful. I'll go through a little more of a detail on those outer gardens in another video. I just wanted to kind of show you these garden areas that I've planted up with seed. So let me take you over to another new area. And again, this is going to be the cutting garden area. This area right here, this is on the corner of my driveway. I have planted that up. Probably it's been in there a good month maybe, and I have found that when you plant from seed for many of these zinnias, these seem to be healthier if you start them from seed. This zinnia right here, I believe this is a green envy, but look how tall that is compared to the zinnias right behind it, which is what I bought in the store. Those very light color blush and the pink zinnias and these yellow zinnias right here. I bought those at the store. They've been in there as long as these seedlings have, and these things are really, when you look at the growth on them, they're amazing. I also have got in here some echinacea and some, what else have I got? Some dianthus there, and that'll just be a nice low mound. And I've got back here dahlias that I planted. These I planted from tubers. These are the dahlias, and look how healthy those are compared to the dahlias in the background here where they're much larger. I actually bought those at a nursery and planted those in here. And you can kind of see they're doing really well, but I just think right in front of it, the tubers are just looking beautiful. So I'm real happy with that. You can also see the stinking little nut grass. I can't seem to, thought I had all of this out of here. Again, it's just a matter of weeding, but with these things, if you don't get the little nut, it just keeps coming back. So it's just going to be a nuisance that I'll just have to deal with. So again, there's dahlias in the back, and in front I've got more echinacea and zinnias. So there's that cutting garden, and it's starting to come alive. So what I planted in here from seed, these actually sunflowers in the back, they started out, I planted indoor as seedlings, and since I'm experimenting with seeds, and look, they're getting little blooms on them. I've put the floral netting in there so it'll help support them. And then this variety right here, it's another type of a sunflower, but I direct sowed these seeds in here. I just wanted to see, did they do better as seedlings inside or direct seeds into the soil? And they seem to be doing really well. I did that a lot later than I sown those indoors. And then right in here, you can kind of see right in here, little plants popping up. That is some more zinnias. So you can thin these zinnias out, but I think I'm just gonna leave them just like they are. They're gonna start sticking their little heads up in between this floral netting. And so a nice little cutting garden. So I can't wait until those start blooming out. Give it maybe another 3 weeks maybe, and we'll see what it's looking like. Anyway, so this is my new little venture of trying to start from seed and tuber. So right here is a bed of gladiolas. Some of the taller ones in the back here, they were actually there prior to me transplanting all of these smaller bulbs that were up in that front cutting garden area, and I just transplanted them in there. I'm still working on that floral netting to have it look a little better, but because these get so heavy that the blooms, when they flower, they just topple over. So I just wanted to do something. I'll do something different with these stakes. I don't know if I'm just going to cut them off or what I'm going to end up doing with those, but I want it to look a little nicer, but that will be just gorgeous when that blooms out. Anyway, this is my seed planting, seedling starting cutting garden. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it inspires you to try something a little different. I've been gardening for so many years, but I've always been that impatient person that I just went to the store and bought plants. This year, trying something a little new, the seeds. So you all have a great week out there, and I appreciate you watching, and I hope you take care and continue to follow along with me. I'll show you some amazing blooms, hopefully in the next few videos. Have a great week. Thanks for watching.